The Mediterranean theater of World War II included campaigns and engagements across North Africa, Southern Europe, and the Middle East. While British and American forces made up the bulk of the Allied power in the region throughout the war, Australian forces also played a key supporting role from 1940 through 1942. Two cruisers and several destroyers from the Australian Navy were generally on station in the Mediterranean Sea during those 3 years, with the most accomplished of these being the cruiser HMAS Sydney. These vessels were the most active from 1940 through early 1941. They performed essential tasks like minesweeping, patrolling, and submarine defense. They also engaged in several small battles. The most significant of these was the Battle of Cape Spada in July 1940. The Italian Navy engaged an Allied force led by HMAS Sydney with several destroyers in support. The result was a resounding victory for the Allies, with one Italian cruiser sunk, another forced to retreat, and no losses of their own. It was also a major strategic victory. Despite its numerical advantage over its Allied counterparts on paper, Italian naval leadership was hesitant to undertake offensive naval movements. This unwillingness to act only increased after the Battle of Cape Spada, so despite its strength, the Italian Navy played a relatively small role in the Mediterranean for the remainder of the war. Australian ships often made up the backbone of small, far-flung actions like operations in the Red Sea and Persian Gulf. While these were not major missions for the Allies, they still held significant strategic importance. For example, the attack in the Persian Gulf helped to overthrow an Axis-leaning dictator. It also secured the area and access to valuable oil for the Allies. In addition, the Australian Navy provided significant assistance during the evacuations from Greece and Crete. These were timely and crucial to the Allied war effort, as they helped save troops and resources that otherwise would have been lost, thus enabling the Allies to continue the campaign in North Africa. Although the contingent of the Australian Navy in the Mediterranean was composed of smaller ships and did not contain the powerful battleships of the British fleet, their destroyers proved to be quite valuable. Their speed and range made them into a useful weapon for the Allies, as they could follow their forces along the coast, providing bombardment as well as communication support. This was crucial in North Africa as well as in Syria, where a battle fought close to the ocean allowed for substantial support from destroyers, turning the tables decisively in the Allies' favor. Finally, and perhaps most significantly, Australian destroyers were the primary resuppliers of Tobruk during its long siege. They undertook a speedy, dangerous journey, often at night, to bring the defenders necessary food and supplies. Several Australian ships were sunk as a result. These midnight supply runs were crucial to the Allied war effort in North Africa, as Tobruk was a key fort and harbor, and whoever held it gained a massive foothold in the region.